Hi, my name is Danny Neifert, and I am the creator of Skin Harmonics, the very first Medi-Holistic skin resurfacing method and skincare line. And today I want to talk about skin texture versus skin volume. And this is something that I've talked about before. I think I even made a video about this at some point, and I want to revisit this and maybe try to go into more detail. It's been a long day over here. I'm pretty tired, but I really want to get this out. So hopefully this will be my first take. So when it comes to skin texture versus skin volume, it's exactly that. Achieving really good texture and really lovely volume needs to be approached in two completely different ways. There is no skincare product or procedure that is going to do both. And it's really, really crucial to understand the difference between these two categories as skin health indicators so that you can seek out and find the things that are going to do this very specific goal of texture versus volume, because you can have skin that has a lot of gorgeous volume, but the texture can be so congested and so problematic, and vice versa. You can have skin that's highly beautiful texture. However, it's so thin, and there's just the volume, the dermal mattress, muscles, collagen mattress, if the fat layer has been so diminished, that's a health indicator as well. So our goal is to have both of them. And so the main thing about skin texture and volume is that people are going about this in a toxic way. And when I say this, I mean that there's a lot of toxic trauma skin looping procedures and products going on, which will take people to a place of not having good volume long-term and having really bad texture long-term. And so in addressing this texture versus volume, I want to insert what the holistic strategy would be so that when you're 60, 70, 80, you've arrived at this place where you have good volume and you have beautiful texture and really high glow, which is completely possible if you adhere to the Skin Harmonics principles. So when it comes to texture, basically what is happening is conventional anti-aging and acne curing protocols. The reality is that is causing texture problems because all of those procedures are trauma based or they're astringent based. And dehydration and trauma will cause skin imbalances, oil production imbalances, dermal mattress thinning, dehydration, crustification of our skin. It shuts down our native release, our native skin's ability to release. And so all of those things that I just mentioned, chemical peels, microdermabrasion, microneedling, lasers, traditional retinols, long-term, they cause texture issues. Now I know, how could this be so? It just is. And so what we want to replace that with, the holistic replacement for those toxic things that get us hooked into these addictive loops is hydration, real hydration, using a hydrating mist, using a hydrating serum, not over cleansing, not over exfoliating. And then the use of dermal nutrients. So the absorption of dermal nutrients that are applied topically will give our skin all the new skin cells it needs, an abundance of them, without having to traumatize our skin in order to get it, which causes accelerated aging and dermal thinning. And it puts our dermal, not only does it put that dermal thickness at risk, but it also puts our collagen and elastin mattress at risk. So dermal nutrients is the replacement for trauma. So it's all about nourishing our skin in a very real and profound way to get new skin cells rather than just beating it to death. to be quite frank about it. And then finally, barrier restoration, where we're not withholding oil, we're actually using a really a lipid-rich moisturizer to trap the water in our skin and create moistness and permeability and softness, which in turn allows our skin to release again. It can properly release its own oil, its own little congestion that it gets. There's a daily release that happens so that our skin doesn't get constipated and backlogged because it's not allowed to detox on a daily basis. Okay, so the replacement for everything that's trauma-based and astringent-based would be hydration, dermal nutrients, barrier restoration, and restoring our skin to a self-cleansing state, which also includes getting a deep pore cleansing session, getting your pores cleaned out, and really jump-starting that process of, holistic skin resurfacing and giving our skin the right amount of dermal nutrients. A high dose of dermal nutrients can really jumpstart this process beautifully. So it's about letting go of the old ways of doing things, finding these new ways that I just listed to address texture. And now when it comes to volume, the old way to address volume is to do a volume injection procedure where you literally have hyaluronic acid injected into your skin, which stretches and inflames the soft tissue of our skin. And then you have to keep doing more and more and more. And the reality is that volume injectors do not make our skin healthier. They just don't, no matter what they say. Every trauma-based procedure is always justified by saying it stimulates collagen and elastin. And the little grain of truth in that is that trauma stimulates collagen and elastin. But when you're stimulating collagen and elastin and new skin cells from a place of trauma, you will have a net loss long-term, not a net gain. Because yes, you created a terror effect in your skin, but it diminishes skin health over time because it's very draining and very problematic to be restoring, trying to repair damage, basically. So when it comes to volumizing our skin, the go-to is just, injections. And just know that it doesn't make our skin healthier. The only holistic way to increase skin volume is by doing face yoga, which I know is work, and 2, a microcurrent device. You can get a home use device which lifts and tones the facial muscles using an electric current, and that can give a lot of tone to the muscles and build volume that way. So those are the 2 ways you can volumize your skin, the only 2 ways that are holistic. Otherwise, you're doing the injections, which is great, but just know that you're putting your skin into a deficiency. And so I've met a lot of people, so many different skin types over the years, so many different, countless situations where there's this fixation on volume as the only health indicator. And I've seen and worked with skin that is volumized falsely by injections. There's lots of excess fluid. The texture is still a complete disastrous mess, and the skin is in a lot of trouble. So long term, this skin is going to end up in a pretty bad place. So I am proposing that we go for these things, these holistic things, as the main dish. And we, from that place of this fundamental, this foundation place of holistic health and real health, we can garnish and choose an injection, or actually I should talk about Botox as well. So Botox paralyzes and atrophies muscles. And so that would be another way of just putting a Band-Aid on something that does not bring skin health, but it is a way that we can intelligently garnish with. When we're coming to it from this place of we already have a health foundation, our skin is very healthy, it's very nourished, it's not in deficiency, which is if you only work from these conventional protocols, your skin will be in deficiency. It will be dehydrated, it will have no barrier, it will be malnourished, it'll be dehydrated, lacking of the acid mantle, and all of those things make our skin more susceptible to sun damage. And this is sort of like the bigger kapow about all of this, is that when you're complying and only reaching for conventional treatments, it's sort of this ultimate irony is that you're actually accelerating aging by increasing your skin's sensitivity to sun, which is collagen elastin loss, dehydration, the formation of precursors, all of these things. And if when you come to it, your skin, giving it this plate, giving it all of this beautiful entree of things that are truly nourishing it and supporting it, your skin becomes more resilient to the sun. You're preserving it. And when it is exposed to the external environmental factors, internal as well, hormone fluctuations, liver health, all of those things, and to the sun, it's more resilient, not less. So, all of this to say that when you're looking for skincare products, when you're looking for procedures, it's really important. I always have to talk to my clients about separating out these goals, because we are going to achieve really gorgeous, clear texture with a specific set of skills and products versus volumizing our skin. And they each have to be approached with in a completely different way. Okay, so I think that kind of speaks to it. Me kind of teasing out this texture versus volume, and also relaying all the information that's needed so that people can switch tracks about how do you escape this trauma loop for your being with your skin, and replace it in a way that you're switching tracks and you're actually taking your skin long-term to a really gorgeous place. Okay. I think that says it. I think I did it in my first take. It's been a long day over here of skin retexturing. All right, I'll see you guys next time.